sack that fool. Hit him, 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 hit him. Smash him up, watch that move. Went too swift, can't catch these dudes. Hit him, 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 hit him. Listen, 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 listen. This Eagles talk high, this talk Eagles. Philly bleed green, it's from your people. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the squad. Big Pat Shell and Dante the Dark Child. Drop the stats on them, drop the facts on them. Spur King, baby, let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to another edition of Eagles Talk. Upon further review, where we go over the Eagles' previous game from last week. And our Philadelphia Eagles were victorious 40-33. Pat, how you feel? You still upset? I mean, how you feel about that game? We got the win. I'm over it. I'm learning to appreciate the wins, enjoy the season as it goes on. That doesn't mean I'm not going to criticize, because that's what I do. So it's going to happen. But I try not to get so worked up, because this could be something special. And if it's not, I don't want to have going through the year and not enjoyed a 10-1 start. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is still special, even if we don't go all the way to the mountaintop. This is something that has never been done. We've never been 10-0 and the such. So I want to enjoy it, and I want to be critical at the same time when I need to be. So how do you feel this day, Pat?
I'm enjoying it. Like, yeah, I was very critical early on, especially in this game with the outlook, looking at Jonathan Gannon's defense, but realizing, we play different when we're in the lead. Like, this is. I mean, you can look at how many games we had the league. We played differently, and we wish we blitzed more. But at the same time, we were so dominant in the game at different points of the game that it didn't even matter if we blitzed more or not, because we just, we won the game. That's all that counts.
Right, and that's all that counts. But without further ado, you guys are watching and listening to Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around, that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And you know what it is. You know what time it is. Here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we do so in such a relaxed and social manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I am still on my sobriety kick. I am what day am I? I can't remember. I might be day 40. I might be in my day 40 or something in my 90-day sobriety. So here we are. Pat is going to hold it down as always, because he's a trooper.
I got 2 or shots.
Oh, well, he's blacked out. I'm only kidding. No, he don't know. Somebody's doing the shots. All right, Pat's doing the Jameson Irish whiskey. Richard Boo already put up what he's doing. He's a regular. He know I'm going to ask. Let me know what you're doing out there. He's already put it up there. Mm-hmm. And let's take a shot to our 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles today. So I'm drinking the Karma water, probiotic water. Pretty good too. So here we go, guys. Down the hatch to our Philadelphia Eagles. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the first quarter.
All right, so we're listening to the first quarter. So here we go. First things first. Jordan Davis is coming back Sunday. He practiced today. He's going to be there.
Today. He's a little lighter. He practiced today. He said it's up to the coaches. It's a coach call. They activated him in that 21-day window. He said 2 weeks ago he's actually ready to go. It's just the confidence that you have when you have a high ankle sprain. I don't know if you had a high ankle sprain before, Dante, but having a high ankle sprain literally feels like you broke your leg. Like you could not. It's that bad. Like you could not move. You use all types of stabilizers to walk around. That's how painful it is.
Mm-hmm.
But if this guy is mentally ready for the movement which he has to do in the middle of that line, I mean, by all means, you don't want to push a young fella and suffer a bigger injury. But at the same time, we do need him back. But with the additions of Linval and Sue, there's no need to rush him back. I mean, I'll still activate him for this game if I was part of the coaching staff. Maybe give him more than 2 plays to see how it reacts, and keep a close tab on him. But I'm happy he's back. He's a well needed clog in the middle, only if he's 100% healthy.
I totally agree with you. That my biggest apprehension is if he is not 100%. If he's not 100%, then I don't want to use him. I would rather he be 100% for the stretch run, because we're going to need him for the likes of the running games we may face in the playoffs. You know, you understand? We got McCaffrey from San Fran. They're going to make it, right. We got some top-notch running backs in the league, and we're going to face them, and we're going to face the other team's best shot. And when they know that that's one of our weaknesses, running the ball. So we can ill afford not to go. We can ill afford to go into the playoffs and not be fully armed with our best lineup to stop the run.
Correct.
Because until we consistently stop that run, we're going to see a heavy dose of run.
Yes.
You understand? So
Yes.
I want him to be 100% healthy. If he's 85%, he doesn't have to play this week. It's more important to make it for him to play in the playoffs. Now, would I say that, and as I'm saying, I'm listening to myself, and I'm thinking like, all right, do we sacrifice the number 1 seed? Because if we lose, this is not, although we're 10-1 and we're having the best season of our franchise history, if we lose a game or two, we can possibly not be the number 1 seed. So when you weigh it, what's more important, Pat?
See, that's a self-doubt creeping in again, right? I mean, I understand we have a arm's length. We can afford to lose 1 game, but at the same time, we cannot afford to lose one of our biggest clogs who has been productive in the middle for us. Quietly but surely, he's been one of the big changes on our defensive front. When he's in the game, teams are averaging under 3 yards per carry. Under 3 yards per carry. So you see it on film when he's able to give maximum production. Those centers that we saw it. What was it, week 1 where they actually triple teamed him? Come on, man. Now you got these other grown men that's been in the league doing these things for their entire career. You have Sue coming at you on one side. You got a resurgence of Fletcher Cox coming at you. So when healthy, he's going to be a beast for this defensive front, and it's going to change the whole complexity of how our defense play in those different sets. But I want him healthy.
Yeah, I do. You guys let me know out there. As a matter of fact, let me bring in our third co-host. You guys that are in the room, we thank you and appreciate you so much. You help make this program what it is, because, big part of this program is carrying the conversation to you guys and bringing your conversation that you're having in the chat room on air. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. And the first person in the room is the lovely Miss Sandlin, and she says, "Yo, what's up, fam? What's up?" Babe. Look at her. Hey, Steph, what's up? And she's drinking water. Wow, water? What kind of water? Regular water? Regular water. All right. Okay, and Benjamin is second in the room. Benjamin Isaac says, "Fly Eagles fly." What's up, Benjamin? And Richard Boo is in the house. What's up, Eagles fan? What's up, Rich? Ray is in the house. What's up, Eagles fan? What's up, Ray? Toby's in the house. What's up? Go Birds. Go Birds. Go Birds. Yeah, Cheryl's in the house. Hey, Cheryl, you're starting to be a regular. I'm recognizing you now, Cheryl. Hey, welcome. And Catlin, all right, Catlin Peard is in the house. And Richard is letting me know what he's drinking. And he's doing the Grey Goose and Ultra Light. Ooh, that sounds good. Oh boy, it's getting hard. It's getting harder. Charles Hickens in the house. He says, "Smash him up, hit him up." Why, man? A-Ron like that. Yeah, we supposed to do A-Ron like that all the time. A-Ron deserve that, man, because we gotta smack him down, man. Him and Tom Brady and Dak. I like to smack Dak down too. We always like to smack the Cowboys down, but some of them just seem smug to me a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he's one of those. So I love smacking him down. And I'm glad he didn't finish the game, because getting back to talking about that game, had we not knocked him out with the rib injury, it might have been even closer than that. I mean, it was closer than what I thought it should have been. But had Aaron Rodgers not going out, Pat, we might be singing another tune right now because the defense, not even the defense. I'm not even gonna put on the defense. The damn special teams.
Our special teams
was
are atrocious.
Setting them. I mean, you can't set up a Hall of Fame quarterback at the 50 damn near every time. This is a short field. Every time they were giving them short fields, and it doesn't take a lot for Aaron Rodgers to convert that into points. And that's just what he was doing on Sunday.
Yeah, you're 100% right. You mean when you don't do your part on special teams, as a third of, what we need to win, you make it much harder for our defense. Then what happens is you make it much harder for our offense because now we need our offense to continue to score, continue to put up points, continue to go back out there on some rest, no rest. You make it difficult for this team to stay in the win column when you allow these 50, 60-yard returns. Like, you're 100% right, Dark Knight.
Yeah. Let me you continue the conversation for a second. This is really impromptu, but they're ordering dinner and I'm hungry, so I got.
Oh, you got to get that food order.
Put my order in. Hold on.
But yeah, but this game, I really believe, even with Aaron Rodgers in this game, this team was on a Russian attack that was going to be stopped. They weren't going to stop this team if Aaron Rodgers decided to stay in this game. He already threw 2 interceptions. He already got sacked three times. If you stayed in the game, of course, you would got sacked a few more times, maybe threw one more touchdown. But I think our offense would even ran the ball a little bit more. There were some opportunities that could have been had if you go back and look at the all-22. But Jalen Hurts took much advantage of all the rush lanes that was available to him. When he ran for that was that a 42-yard run, literally nobody saw him take off. That's how. And you had a spy on. You had Quay Walker spying on him. Quay Walker bit for the running back going to the left, and next thing you know, Jalen Hurts is running down the field. Looked like he should have scored. It wasn't for Aaron Amos.
Oh, wow.
Stay there.
And I loved his explanation after the game when they asked, how do you have so much success? He's like, well, I was running and they couldn't catch me. And it was basically something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but it was as simple as that. He was like, oh, I was running and they couldn't catch me. They couldn't bring me down. And basically that's what it was. He was, some were designed, but some of them it was just so wide open.
So I heard something about that too, about the design. So I don't know if you heard the same thing too about Shane Steichen. He designs running plays very well, and it was very evident when we went back and looked at the tape how you saw Lane Johnson and London Dickinson pulling and actually open up these wide gaps. Like, some of the run plays that was done in this actual game was kind of impressive because you saw a different wrinkle that we didn't see for the last 10 weeks. It was a whole different wrinkle on the offensive side of the ball when it comes to running the ball. They realized that our running game is superior to what the defense is going at. Their thing is getting after the quarterback and their defensive backs. They have pretty good defensive backs. But their run game is terrible, and we took full advantage of that to the tune of 363 doggone yards. Jeez.
Yes, almost a franchise record. But in any event, we have never rushed for that many yards in 70-plus years. So that was incredible. And I agree with you. I echo that. Steichen did a great job in play design there. And I think those called runs for Jalen were brilliant because they were called as he dropped back. Those passes that he took off from the shotgun were designed, and that's what's so much brilliant about it. Like they were design runs out of the shotgun, yo. He was good, and that's what I was looking for from this offense after having such a sluggish game the past 2 weeks against the Colts and then the game we lost. It was a sluggish offense those 2 weeks. And here we are. I was looking for something fresh. I told you that I felt that the league was catching up to what we were doing, and we needed to see this offensive brain trust come together and play design and get this offense back on track. And that's what I felt happened on Sunday.
Yeah, they went to what works best for them against teams that say, you know what, we're going to take this away from you. You can't take that away from you.
Yeah, couldn't. And that's another thing I love about this team too, because I know, and we all know. Oh, that's the end of the quarter. I'll finish that thought in the second quarter. But
that's the end of the quarter.
You are no Siri. I'm not talking to you. Siri just come up. You know, these women, man, they're all over the place. I get my women mixed up. I'll be calling Alexa Siri and Siri Alexa. They almost curse me out. But anyway, you
That's
are
next,
watching.
you know that, right?
yeah, you are watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by Eagles fans, for Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Our 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles. Never been done in franchise history, 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles. And the last time we went 9-1, we wound up in the, I'm not going to say it, but we wound up in the big game. All right, so we here celebrating our Philadelphia Eagles, talking about the past game and just busting it up. And while we do that, we like to enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I am still on my 90-day sobriety stretch here, and Pat is going to hold it down for me. Looks like he still has a shot, and he's doing the Jameson Irish whiskey. Please let me know what you're doing out there, and whatever you do, please make sure you do it responsibly. But to our 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles, down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, here we go. So I was saying that, what was I saying? I was saying that I was impressed with the offense coming back and getting back to what we do best, and that is run the ball. And what I love about this staff is we all know that the owner and the front office would prefer to see a high-flying pass attack and the such. But what I love about this coaching staff, and I'm all for it, is they will win the game any way they can. Any way they can produce offense and put points on the board and win the game, they'll go to that. They don't have any fear of running the ball. You remember the story we heard when Doug Peterson was here, how he would have to go and answer to Howie and them on Tuesday, Jeffrey and Howie. And one time he was grilled on why he ran the ball so much after a win, no less, after a win. So it's refreshing. Yeah, it's refreshing to see that this coaching staff is saying, look, we're going to do whatever we do best to take advantage of the opponent. And if that's running the ball, then that's what it's going to be. And I love that. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if it's working, why are we questioning it? Why are we questioning that we're right now we're going against the struggle? We're struggling with these wins, but we actually winning the game. We asked for this early in the season. Then you, Dark Knight, then you say, you know what, I want to see some struggle. I want to see them come back from a 2-point deficit and win the game. What they do against the Colts, come back from a 2-point deficit in the fourth quarter, win the game, right? You know, I want to see them win a close game. You know, so listen, they are doing what we're asking them to do. They can't do much more besides, you know, lose against the freaking Commanders. Besides that game, which I think they needed. I hate to say that, but besides that game, they're doing everything that we're actually asking them to do. Freaking Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown look like the second coming of Terrell Owens. He just had a 3-touchdown game against the Steelers. You know, he said he had a touchdown and he was sick. He lost about 10 pounds, had a bloodshot eye. Y'all saw that. A bloodshot eye. You know, listen, most human beings ain't playing in a game like that. All right.
And that shows the toughness. And I think they're going to have to exhibit that toughness coming up this Sunday, because we face a playoff team this week. I don't know what their record. I can't recall what their record is right now.
If you give me what I pulled up, I have it right here, actually.
They are, you know, they've been playoff contenders the past few years, and they are a tough team. They are battle tested. They've been in playoff runs the past few years, like I said. So 7-4. Okay, so they're lined up pretty good to make their playoff run, and they know what it takes to do that. This team is still relatively young, and don't have as much playoff experience. And this is another test I see. This is another test for our team, and we can answer a check off another box if we can take down the Tennessee Titans. Number one, the physicality of this game is going to be top notch because this team, they play bully ball also. They do things, what we do well, they do well also. They run the ball well also. So I think we're going to get a heavy dose, especially since we're not a great run stopping team at the present moment. Hopefully Jordan Davis will change that with his return. But they're a physical team. And that's the formula when we're not stopping the run. That's the formula to knock us off, is to keep the ball out of our offense's hands. And they have the ability to do that with King Henry, Derrick Henry down there. He's a grown-ass man. He's a whole lot. He is a whole lot. So this is going to be another test for us. Not only that, but they play the run very well. They're third in run defense. And that's what we do very well. So we're going to see some breaking of wills out here. That somebody's will has to be broken. You know, now what they're horrible in pass defense. So maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll see a lot of Jalen's arm. Maybe Jalen wins the game this week with his arm. Maybe AJ and the receivers have a good game. Maybe that's the route that they go, because our offensive brain trust does scheme well for the opponent's weaknesses. So if they're like 29th or something in pass defense. So maybe we'll see a heavy dose of pass. But I think this will be a great test, a barometer for where this team is now and where they're going to be moving forward. Because after this, what we have, the Giants, we got some division games, the Giants, and then the Cowboys, right? And
so I do think that the Tennessee bodes a huge test against us. They bring something to the table that, you know, some of these other teams besides the Washington football team has done, haven't brought to the table, or the Colts. That physicality you talk about, you know, they run the ball. Their main thing, they said they're gonna tell you, we're gonna line up and we're going to run the ball. We have 2 receivers, and we got 3 tight ends, and we're coming at you with Henry, our backup running backs, Haskins, and Ryan Tannehill is going to run it here and there on the bootleg. So if I was a defensive coordinator, I'm putting Slay, Bradbury, I'm putting them up on their wide receivers because I don't fear any of the wide receivers, right? I'm bringing Blankenship because he's playing. Reed Blankenship. I'm putting him in the box. I'm leaving Epps over top. That's my defense the whole freaking game. And I'm telling everybody, either get to the tackle, rally to the tackle. Don't just hit him with your shoulder because he's going to bounce off. Wrap until the next person gets there, and the next person needs to wrap, and the next person needs to wrap, the next person needs to wrap. Maybe this is the perfect game where you go to that 46 defense. Maybe it's the perfect game where you go to that 4-3 defense. They don't necessarily come out in that nickel set. So therefore, you need a tougher 3 linebackers out there that can go ahead and make plays when need to be make plays. Take that extra corner off. We don't need Josiah Scott out there, you know, when Henry's running the ball, because he's going to stiff arm the crap out of this dude and make him look funny.
Look, he's going to Henry. He runs tough, man, and you can't be no bitch out there when you come up to meet him. Though you gotta put your big boy pants on when you go meet that boy in the hole. When he coming through the hole, he like a linebacker coming through. Look, it's like it's the opposite. Like you looking in the mirror when you're the linebacker and you see another linebacker coming at you. Like that's how big this guy is. 6'3", 247. Oh man, he's huge.
Brandon
all right,
Jacobs,
let me go to some comments out here.
Brandon Jacobs all over again, but a 4.3 speed, 4.4 speed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Palatero is in the house, says Eagles need to upgrade the coaching staff. I'm assuming that he's talking about the special teams. Yeah, definitely. And I wouldn't. Special teams coaches usually don't get fired in the middle of the season, so he's probably not going to get fired. But they probably need to be helping him out. It's no way in the world, that we're not in the room, right? But there's no way that I could see that they're not helping him. Like you got to help him with his unit because they suck. That's how bad they suck.
They're
Wayne
terrible.
says every game won't be a blowout, but we're winning games we need to win. And I'm all for that. I don't care how the win comes as long as we get the W. I know it's the season, so we're all like anticipating, well, they can't do that when we get here and they can't do that. But if this was the playoffs, we would be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like every win that we got that we complained about so much, if this was the playoffs, we would be celebrating those wins. We would be celebrating those wins. So let's enjoy some of this. We're 10-1. We only lost one game, guys. We're 10-1. So we've gotten through those stretches where we want to, get rid of JG. You know what I'm saying? We've gotten through those stretches when the special teams play as poorly as they have this Sunday. We've gotten through those. So let's start to enjoy some of it because when the playoffs come, I know we can ill afford to make some of the mistakes that we've seen, but as long as we pull out the W, that's all that counts.
That's all
Frank
that counts.
says, Wayne says Titans give us trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah, that part. Frank says we need all of our DTs. You're not lying about that, Frank. John says, John Batiste in the house. He says, just think, guys, these games we're winning this season. We were always close, but couldn't get that win last season. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, John. Great point. Some of those wins, we didn't have
executing.
Yeah, we weren't executing. I don't know if it was the mental fortitude. I don't know what it was, but we weren't pulling those type of games out last year. So give the coaching staff a lot of
fundamentals. Fundamentals weren't in the play at that time. They weren't doing the fundamental things to win the game. They're doing the fundamental things to win the football games. They're not costing themselves by turning the ball over. They have still a plus ratio and turnover ratio. Still have the top one. I think it's like at not +9 or something right now. I gotta look at the stats. Also, they're not causing themselves by jumping off sides and doing all this dumb stuff they were doing last season. Big penalties, those huge penalties that cost us. It's been very far and few in between. They actually been very disciplined. It's some things that happen we yell at, like especially those calls that are missed. But besides the small stuff that we have happened this year, we actually played very sound football.
Mm-hmm. John Batiste says, be careful though. That rookie Burks is balling. Yeah, the replacement for AJ Brown.
You put Slay on him 1-on-1 and tell him to play ball. That's it. That's it.
Teach that rookie. Welcome that rookie into the league. Welcome. And we playing home. Yeah, welcome. They're going to welcome down at the link. Don't worry about it. Dwight Brown is asking, where's Devin Allen? I don't know where Devin Allen is, but he's at the practice squad. He must he must suck also, because if he can't replace Covey.
Covey does it. He does the basic job that we asked him to do.
He catches the ball, and that's all.
Get 1 or 2 yards, positive yards, and don't fumble the ball.
I think that's his role. I think that's what they have defined his role. Dude, we don't care if you get a yard or not. Just catch the ball. Catch the punt. That's all we ask you to do. Do your job. Well, we need to ask him to do more than that. Or we need to ask the people around him to do more than that. What about Jenkins coming back for veteran leadership?
Not happening.
It's not happening because he still is under contract with the Saints. So we will have to trade for him.
No, Saints will have to release him.
Yeah, they would have to release him, or we couldn't even. Yeah, you're right, because we couldn't make a trade for him because it's past the trade line deadline. All right, so that's the end of the second quarter,
and that's the end of the quarter.
All right, so you're watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by Eagles fans, for Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. Pat is still doing the Jameson Irish whiskey. Let me know what you're doing out there. And whatever you're drinking, please drink responsibly. We got Ubers, we got Lyfts. You don't have to drive. Take a ride. All right, so here we go. I am doing the Karma probiotic water. Pretty good, too. If I had to explain this, like, I've never seen a water like this because it has, like, the probiotic, like, powder or something in the thing, and then you push it down, and it flows into the water, and then you
It
shake it up.
fizzes, yeah.
Yeah,
Then it hits your
fizzes.
stomach. Then the first time it hits your stomach, I know what it
Yeah, but it's good. It's good for you though. I'm
It's good.
I'm regular because of this. All right, so here we go. Everybody down the hatch for our Philadelphia Eagles. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, Shell's starting to yell at me. Let me get him up here.
All
All right, family, Eagles. I'm reading it just like I imagine he's writing it. Family, Eagles. What are your thoughts of Malcolm Jenkins wanting to be a part of the team? I think our defense will determine how deep we get in the playoffs, but it's not going to happen because he's still under contract. They would have to release him, and I don't know why they would, unless they we had to slip him some money under the table, huh? Backdoor deal had to be made.
Yeah.
For that to happen. Wayne says Blankenship ready to lay lumber in the secondary. Well, this is going to be a good test week for Blankenship, only because it's just easy to catch. It's easy to catch the opponent by surprise when there's no tape on you, right? So now they have the Tennessee Titans. I'm talking about has a game worth of tape on Blankenship.
Yeah,
and
about
I don't know if and nobody could prepare for him last game. He was a surprise. He came in to replace an injured player, so they didn't have time to prepare for him. They're going to have time to prepare for him, and they may just be ready to expose him, or they may go after him because he is a young guy, and they're going to try him. That's just football. They're going to try him.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he holds up this week. This will be a better test of how he really plays this week, more so than last week.
Definitely, because I more or less will put him in a box. He's not your prototypical deep safety. Even though he made a nice play, like if you go back and look at the play that he made, just the read of it. His read was that quarter of the field. That was his read, his one and only read, and he made that read. He put his foot in the ground and he made that play. Only thing we'll ask, especially somebody like a defensive coach, will ask for him to keep his feet and take it to the house. But like you said, Dark Knight, when somebody has tape on you, it becomes a different monster. It becomes a different monster because first and foremost, you get exposed very quickly, especially when it's the other offensive coordinator's job who works 24/7 to figure out a way to make you look funny.
Yeah. Let me put an Ananias comment up here. He says, salute, gents. I'm just getting off. This game is sort of house money with our lead for the #1 seed. Leaving this game healthy is my concern. It will be a huge test, but I wouldn't put too much stock into the results unless we completely dominate them, depending on how we dominate them. AJ needs a big game, but don't force it. If we have ball security and tackling, then we will be fine. And, well, that's a big if. Ball security the past few weeks have not been a given. And tackling has not been a given either. And we face one of the more tougher people to tackle. So we got our work cut out for us in this upcoming game on Sunday against the Tennessee Titans. And Derrick Henry, the big guy, second leading rusher in the league. And guess who's fifth? Top 5 running back. Our own Miles Sanders is number 5. So he's having a great year. What happens to Miles after this season? Do we sign him?
I mean, yeah. Listen, if this dude go over, he's projecting to go over 1,300 to 1,400 rushing yards. I mean,
and he's staying healthy, right?
Who are you gonna replace? Any healthy? What you gonna replace that with?
Well, I mean, you know who the free agent running backs are out there.
So you can
I
go
know
out there
Shell knows. Shell, who's a free agent running back?
You're going to go out there and get a free agent. You're not bringing Tony Pollard in, right? You're not bringing Tony Pollard in. You're not getting any other whatever free agent you want to get out there that's going to be a free agent this year. Saquon Barkley. He's going to kill your cap.
Yes, he is. He will kill it.
All right. So right now, for what it's worth, I mean, you pay Miles a friendly deal. You go get yourself a running back in this draft, right? To compete with him. Get rid of these smaller backs. I love Boston Scott, but you know what? After this season, it's time for you to move.
It's time for a bruiser. Yeah.
You need a bruiser
as a compliment.
as
know
a
what I'm saying? As a
compliment,
compliment.
or you need somebody that could be a feature. Listen, AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones are almost identical as far as running styles, but AJ Dillon is a little bit bigger, right? He's much bigger than Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones
Mhm.
is a speed back. They're both feature backs.
Yes, they are.
They're
Yes, they
both
are.
feature backs. Who said you can't have two feature backs? The Eagles are pioneers at having these type backs. Let's go back to history. Ricky
Yeah.
Waters and what? Who else we had at the time?
Ricky Waters. Oh, damn, I forget. Who
Charlie
was that?
Gardner.
Oh, Charlie Gardner. Charlie Gardner was
All right,
there.
let's do it again. Let's go again. Deuce Staley, Brian
Deuce,
Westbrook,
Brian Westbrook,
Corral Buck Colton,
Yeah, Buck Holter.
right?
Yeah,
Then we had Brian Westbrook, LaShawn McCoy.
yeah, yeah,
Then we had Shady McCoy and Darren Sproles. There was Darren Sproles and LeGarrette Blunt and the guy with bad knees that
yeah,
we got from
yeah,
Miami. Like,
yeah.
we're pioneers at having a stable of running backs that are productive within our offense. We don't have to have one feature back like most of these offenses have and be out of sorts when our running back goes down.
All right, let me go to some comments out there. Palatero says the Eagles have to start utilizing their waiver wire request. Wayne, elaborate a little bit on that, Palatero. Dean needs to get some playing time on this stretch run these next few weeks. Yeah, I'm wondering why we're not seeing him. I'm assuming it's because the linebackers that are ahead of him are balling, which is TJ
It's
Edwards
the nickel
and
defense that we're playing.
Kazar White, and they play a nickel
Mhm.
lineup a lot, and so that's only two linebackers that's out there most of the time. So he cannot displace TJ or Kazir White, not the way they're playing. So I think it's a good position for him to be in. I mean, if we're calling for him only because we know what he did in college. If he was a nobody, we would not be calling for him because the linebackers that's playing in front of him are really playing. Like,
Yeah, they
we're
are
only
playing
calling
well.
for him because he's N'Kobe Dean. If he was a no name, we would not be worried about what he's doing on the bench. You know what I'm saying? But that's how
I
it
think
goes.
I think he will get his shot, and maybe not this year, most definitely next year, because I don't think we retain Kazir White. Even though I love his ability to be, a faster linebacker from sideline to sideline, but he's a 1-year rental for us right now.
Oh man, I like Kazir. Kazir can cover, man. I like Kazir, and I don't know. What do we do next year if this run defense? I mean, now if Jordan Davis comes back and solves our run defense problem, then there's
Draft another
nothing wrong with
defensive
the
tackle
formula.
from Georgia. He drafted another defensive tackle from Georgia.
All
You,
right,
you stay in
no,
the
no, no. What
SEC.
my question is, so if he comes back and solves that and plugs that leak in our run defense and solves that, then we don't deviate from the formula that we have now with our linebackers, and that formula deviated from the linebacking crew that we had during the 2017 season, where we had more stout linebackers that were great against the run, and our run defense was like number 1 back then, no less than number 3 back then. We had stout linebackers that were physical and took care of the run. This group of linebackers are more athletic, and they're more catered to the passing offenses that we see all around the league. So they're going to stick to that formula if the Jordan Davis comes in and solves the run defense problem. But what happens if they don't? If he doesn't solve the run defense, do we change that philosophy? Do we possibly go get a more beefier linebackers, or do we continue with the formula that we have now with the linebackers?
Well, truthfully, you have to stay with the linebackers. You got to address the defensive front. That's the issue. The defensive front is the issue. You win the games by the line of scrimmage. The line of scrimmage dictates who's going to win this game. We lost a lot of scrimmage against the Washington Redskins. The Washington football team, whatever their name is. Against this Tennessee team, Jeffrey Simmons is going to be going against Landon Dickerson and Isaac Salamalu the whole game. They could win the line of scrimmage by their defensive front and cause a lot of havoc with this team. How do you win this game? You win this game by the line of scrimmage. That's how you stop Derrick Henry from getting started. If you stop him from getting started, you don't have to worry about him coming downhill on you.
How you win this game? You play to win the game. Come on, I had to channel my inner
He tackle,
Herman
man.
Edwards. Herm was on ESPN this week. I haven't seen Herm in a while, but he was on there. But how do we beat? We have to. Oh, I got to give love to my YouTube people because we're getting ready to throw our energy to YouTube. I love you, Facebookers. I love it, but I am of the opinion that we need to give our loves to YouTube also. So please go over to YouTube and subscribe and follow because that's where the bag is. There ain't no bag on Facebook. All right, so we got. I'm talking about we got to go get the bag. All right, so please make sure you go over to YouTube because it's going to be a time upcoming that we're going to only be live on YouTube. So please make sure you are following us over there so you can get the notifications and join us the same way. But David Bennett says, oh, no. Let me go back to this question. We have to pay Jalen and Sanders next year. Miles, I don't know how much Miles gets. I don't think they break the bank for Miles because running backs still are not valued like they once were.
Yeah.
It seems that you can always get a running back somewhere. I'm curious to see what kind of money like the Saquon Barkley's and the such. He's probably like one of the top ones that's on the market, free agent market after this year. I'm kind of curious as to how this market is going to be set because he's probably going to set the market. Kareem Hunt is out there.
Josh Jacobs going to be
Josh Jacobs out there. It's going to be interesting to see how much money is given out to these.
But he works in this offense. Like, these guys have been in this offense for 2 years together, and you're seeing them working hand to hand, and it's helping this offense be successful. I mean, I would keep him. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I would keep. I like Miles. I think Miles is. I think he's going to be affordable for us. I don't think that nobody's going to break the bank for him. So
no.
And I think that, and how he does this also, he will allow you to go out there and see what your value is.
Mm-hmm.
And when that market is not as hot as you think it is, that's when Howie would come in and be like, yo, I'll give you these magic beans.
And guess what? You take it.
You take it at that point. Like, these magic beans are better than the black eyed peas I had, so I'll take them. All right, let me go to some. Oh, that's the end of the quarter. All right, that's the end of the third quarter.
The end of the quarter.
So I was just looking at the draft before you go into the spell, right? Jeffrey Simmons tore his ACL his senior year in college. He went to Mississippi State. He was a monster, right? They thought he wasn't going to get drafted in the first round. He was so good that he got drafted number 19 overall by the Titans and got. You say, you know what? We let you heal up because we know what you can do. He was ready to go by the end of the season. We were 3 picks away from picking him. 3 picks.
Wow.
You know who he picked in 2019?
Who?
Andre freaking Dillard.
Oh wow!
But yet, in that same
hold
draft,
on. He went before Andre though.
Yes, he. Jeffrey went 19 overall. Dillard went 22.
Okay,
right after Dillard,
that's palatable. I can accept that. I don't want another Justin Jefferson. Don't tell me we picked Andre Dillard and then this guy went right after Andre.
Yes,
Dillard.
you want to know who went right after?
Who?
Josh Jacobs.
But no, we had Miles by then, didn't we? No,
we didn't get. We got Miles in that same draft. You know who went in that draft after that? AJ Brown went in the second round. After AJ Brown, 2 picks later, we picked up Miles Sanders.
All right, well,
Debo Sanders went in that draft and we didn't pick him.
Yeah. Well, I think Miles is still a good pick. I don't, Andre Dillard's questionable. He's the questionable pick. But anyway, that's the end of the third quarter.
You know what? He has picked up his play as a rotational guy, not a first round draft pick, but a rotational guy. He has been playing serviceable.
All right, that's great. That is great. Andre, maybe he will. We always need depth along the offensive line, so I'm okay with him. But he was not what we imagined him to be or envisioned him to be when we drafted him in the first round. But anyway, you're watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles cover show around. That's by us Eagles fans for us Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to say hi to Mama Sandlin, my cousin. Hey, cuz. All right, how are you?
Hey,
We like
mama.
to talk about our favorite football team, and we like to do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. So, again, I'm on my 90-day sobriety and my Karma water. I'm out of Karma water.
Ooh.
Oh, all right, let me not drink that sip until I do the shot. All right, so make sure whatever you do, you are drinking responsibly. And let's take this last shot for our Philadelphia Eagles down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
All right, so how do we beat the Titans? What do you think the game plan should be?
Very simple. We tackle. We play special teams. We tackle. We play special teams again. We tackle. We get on defense. We tackle and we score. AJ Brown should have. I'm gonna be dead honest with you, Dark Knight. This should be a game where AJ Brown wants to demolish the Tennessee for what the fan base has put him through since he left there. It's not something on his doing. He never forced his way out of there. You know that GM, that organization decided to take a chance on this kid from Arkansas, and get rid of AJ Brown because they thought they can get a younger, cheaper AJ Brown. Let AJ Brown eat. But what we must do, and should be something that's said on the PA system every day down at the Nova Care Center. Tackle. Wrap up and tackle. I don't know how many times I can't speak no other language, but if you're able to tackle, right? Very simple, plain and simple. Control the line of scrimmage. You don't have to dominate it, but if you're able to tackle, you're able to win this game, and shouldn't even be close. Truthfully,
No.
I'm looking at I was looking at the schedules, and I was looking at the Titans schedule, and I'm looking at what teams are comparable to who they played as close on our level, and I see that they played the Bills, and the Bills blew them out 41-7. You know what the Bills did? They tackled.
Yeah.
They tackled the football. All right. They played well. They played good special teams, and they let their quarterback pick the Titans apart. Right? They weren't able to run the ball much, but the quarterback was able to do whatever he wanted against that secondary.
And that's the formula we have to these. Yeah.
That has to be the formula that we go against this team, because this team is a very physical team. Unlike the Washington football team, who they have stars on the outside, they have Terry McLaurin, they have Jahan Dotson, they have a good receiving core, right? The Tennessee Titans, they both are rookie, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to have to tackle, and this is going to be a physical game. I got some suggestions out there. I'll put them up here. Bill Kroll saying run the ball and tackle. He agrees with you. Tarif says stop the run and score.
Tarif know what it
Tony
is,
Barron, our resident from down under in Australia, and it's 16 hours ahead, so it's tomorrow at 12. It's 12 noon out there where you are, Tony. Did I get it right? Is it 12, around 12 noon? He says what he's missed. You missed 4 shots, Tony, and it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You can have 4 shots at 12 noon, right? All right, yeah. David Bennett says, I'm with you, tackle. We were screaming. Our tackling was bad before the Commanders beat us. Yes, our tackling has been suspect all
That's our kryptonite right now.
Yeah, it is. And we can ill afford, because we have to tackle, because we have to make them catch up. We don't want them to control the time of possession by running the ball. So, and that will happen if we do not tackle. So it's very, very important. I agree with everybody who said we have to tackle. We have to tackle and bring them down to the ground. None of that trying to slam into him hard. That doesn't work against
Pause.
none of that arm tackling. That doesn't work against big Derrick Henry there. You
I
got to bring
love
him
this.
down to the ground. Get
Yes.
physical with this guy
Listen,
and this team.
Yes, sir. Go into Bizarro mode, right? Bizarro, when it comes to Kryptonite, he
What's
just fights
up, bro?
it off. But you know what? Jason put up a good comment right there.
B or 8 in the box. Let Tannehill try to beat us with his arm. Yes, that should be the game plan. That should be the game plan. Have we seen a lot of 8 in the box? No. All right. So
I mean, we have got up on teams where they had to throw the ball and made our defensive backs look good because we're just sitting there in our coverage and picking it off and knocking it down. Shoot, against Minnesota, we got up so quickly on them. The game was basically over at halftime.
Yeah, and that's the formula we got to use here. If we can score early and often, and force them out of what they do best, which is running the ball, make them play catch up, and make them a one-dimensional team, then yeah, we can have an easy day. But that's a big if. What's the probability of us shutting down the run? What do you guys think out there? What's the probability of us shutting down the run with the way you've seen our run defense, and
65%.
taking into consideration Jordan Davis may be back on Sunday? So what do you think the probability of us shutting down the run will be?
65%.
65%.
You say we got a chance.
Yeah. You say we got a chance. What's wrong with the run defense? What is wrong with that's a good question. What do you think? What do you think, bro? What do you think is wrong with the run defense? What do you think is wrong with it?
Actually, Shell just put it up there. Exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of that. But we did do some last game, though.
We
see
did
some run.
We shot to the ball, but we didn't run blitz. I think in that whole game we blitzed twice.
All right, don't let the big guy get started. We need to be very aggressive. I agree with that, Pat. Shell. Jason says, I feel like we shut down superstars and let the nobodies run all over us. All right, well, good. Then we got a superstar. All right, Drexel says only a 45. He's a little less optimistic than you are.
You say there's a chance.
David says we won't shut it down, but if we tackle, we can damn sure contain it. All right. So yeah, it's another one. Like, all right, we may not shut it down, but if we can just slow it down, that's our best bet. If we can just slow it down. Look, Deion's finally. Deion, where you at?
Really?
Deion,
you're not
even 1%.
1%
because his show wife is not here. Deion's been laying in the cut all quiet. 0 probability. We just need to keep them under 150 yards. Look. Oh, Wayne's more optimistic. He says 75. There's a 75% chance that, and Wilbur is echoing that. He says 75% chance if the big guy is back. If the big guy he can fall down in the middle of the line and it helps the run defense. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying if he just falls down in the middle of the line, it helps the run defense. That's taking up 2 people. Taking up 2 people.
You know what? I really think Jordan Davis is 100%. I really think that he is 100%. It really takes only 14 days for your ankle to feel better, and it takes that extra week for you to feel like you can actually move on that ankle. And being as though he's gone for 4 weeks, so this is actually, when you're on IR, you're going for 4 games. You cannot play for 4 games. So this is actually the 5th week of him being ready and back. You're going a month with you on the IR. So I think it's going to be at 95% that ankle, especially for his size. And he said he lost weight because he's been working out to get himself into top tier shape. Because now what it required of his body to be a top tier defensive tackle in this league. And I'm happy that he did lose some of that weight because it takes the strain off of that ankle.
Yeah. That's great. That's a great point too. And I'm impressed if he lost weight while he was out, because that means he wasn't sitting around.
20 pounds.
He was working and he was disciplined. And that's what that's
the boot came off a week
sign
after. The boot came off a week after.
Yeah, that's a sign of being around veterans and veterans showing them how to be a pro. I'm very encouraged with that news right there, that he lost weight while he was on the injury reserve. Thank you for that. As long as he keeps that strength, and he is strong as a bear. Here we go. He is, man.
Yo, Doc, did you see that new trailer of a cocaine bear?
No.
Oh my goodness.
All right, David says we jump out on them early with the lead. We may be able to force them off the run. That's what I'm hoping. That's my my game plan. That's what I would be looking to do. And we did that a lot early in the season, so much so that, you know, we remember our second quarters where it seems like so long ago. Remember we used to, you know, outscore people in the second quarter
and
at
that was
alarming rates. That's slowed down a lot, right?
And that was
if we can get back to that would be great for this game here. Raymond says, I wonder if that 20-pound loss for Davis is going to be a positive or a negative.
It's always a positive, especially with somebody that has this power, because now you become more nimble. You're not just stuck in being tired and sluggish. With that 20 pounds off, you feel lighter. You feel strong. You feel better.
Cocaine Bear looks wild.
I do got one flag. I do got one. That trailer was crazy, and it's a true story. They said.
Wow. No way, man. No way in hell we are stopping that train. We need to score when we are on the field. I don't know if we got Cocaine Bear out there. I don't know. I mean,
someone calling me. Y'all got to see that trailer for Cocaine Bear. But I got to throw a flag. Can I throw a flag?
All right, go ahead.
Because I got a gripe with the national media.
Flag on the flag.
To you, Stephen A. Smith, with that receding hairline, with those suits that you've been burned off the dollar record, for you the reason why we didn't get Tracy McGrady when we had AI. Listen here, all right? How in the freaking hell do you put the Philadelphia Eagles at 10-1 as your number five
team? Yeah, you're right.
Number 5 team. You have the Cowgirls in front of us. You have the Dolphins in front of us. The 49ers in the listen. You have a 7-4 team. You have a team that all these teams in front of us lost. You have the Cowgirls lost to us. Okay, they still lost. Their defense still surrendered the points. All right, they had all their stars on defense. They still lost.
They still lost, and our offense still dominated them. Receding hairline, Stephen A. Yes, I'm jumping in on that band. Throw the flag. Did you throw the flag? Throw it again.
I gotta do it one time.
Going to play.
That's totally disrespectful.
You put
10-1. These teams that he has ranked above us have more losses, and some against inferior teams. And they're talking about our strength of schedule. Some of these teams that he has ranked higher than us have lost to lesser quality teams, and they haven't handled their business. We've handled our business. Stephen A. could take his fluid ass somewhere, Raymond says. I'm with that. Yeah, because that's bull crap. That's bullshit right there. Fifth? Number 5?
Number 5.
And he got teams that we beat over us.
He has.
All right.
Yes.
I think that he does some things for talk, so we can talk about him.
I gotta do one thing though. I do gotta get a hand clap to our boy Shady McCoy, who defended us.
He holds it down.
He held it down. He put the helmet on, right? And they was asking the question, who do you trust in the playoffs? First and foremost, some people said Tom Brady. The Buccaneers may not even make the playoffs.
I know, right? He might not even make it, and you talking about that. But yeah, I'll give that. Cheers to him. Just as you know what Shady reminds me of? He reminds me of our version of Michael Irvin on TV. You know what I mean?
He's gonna be that.
He holds us down, yo. If you ever see Shady on that show, what's it called again? I forget. I forget. Somebody knows it. Somebody tell me. But if you see Shady on that show, Shady holds us down as if he dresses on Sunday, every Sunday in Eagles green. And I appreciate that from him. I really do appreciate it from him. A couple more comments and then we're going to head out of here. Chiefs over us and they lost to the Colts. Cowboys lost to the Packers. Yes, It's Speak. Yeah, that's what it's called. Speak.
Speak.
Yeah, Speak is on the show. Yeah, and he holds us down, man. Shady, I appreciate that. He's Eagle for life.
Yes,
but
sir.
Comes time that we have to say goodbye. I hate to say goodbye, but we have to say goodbye, guys. You guys, make sure you tune in on Sunday, an hour before kickoff, before we take on the Tennessee Titans, and prepare for the game with us, because we're going to, you know how we get down, and we do a virtual tailgate on air. So you don't have anything to do. You probably, whatever you're getting your game day food prepared and all that, you're pre-gaming, you can pre-game with us, because we pre-game like the best of them. Well, me might not be doing too much now, but I usually pre-game with the best of them. So come join us Sunday, an hour before kickoff, man, and we'll get hyped up for our Philadelphia Eagles as they take on the Tennessee Titans. Until then, I'm your man, Dante the Dark Knight. For Pat and Nichelle in her absence, we're out of here. Peace.
We go live in 5.